Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين. اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا، اللهم ارحمنا، اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. Okay, taking lessons or really understanding what the story is telling to us here and now, as the Quran narrates the story of the Prophet Abraham. Let's just continue. We had a long introduction to the subject, so today without introduction, go on, inshallah. Can you read the verse?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا اقتلوه وحرقوه فانجاه الله من النار إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
Translation.
Abraham's people's only answer was slay him or burn him. But God saved him from the fire. Behold, in this there are messages for people who believe.
What we learn from here? Step by step. Abraham brought his very fundamental understanding. He didn't say that select me or vote for me to become a king or your ruler or give me your money or property. No, nothing. But what he's saying, I worship only the creator of the heavens and earth. What you do is nonsense. You aren't human beings. Why don't you use your reasoning? Think about it, so simple. And their answer was, so if you don't make your claim complicated or soiled, polluted with other things in it, I am the best Muslim, follow me, give me the leadership, or I don't know, the leading position in the society, esteem me or pay me. No, nothing. Just we have to ask people. We learn from here. Very simple. We have to ask people to worship God alone, and that's it. What they do doesn't make sense. Think about it. If it makes sense, continue. But think, for God's sake, don't follow blindly your ancestors, your tradition, your culture. Very simple. He did this invitation. We studied that. Now it is time for his people to respond back. Why they don't come up with any counter argument? Because the invitation is so simple. This has nothing to do with your benefit. I am going to rule the country. I am the better administrator. Appoint me as the CEO of the company, or nothing. Give me credit in the society. Put me in an honorable position. Nothing. If you make your calling, your idea clear for itself only. It is so simple. You don't have to say that, look, you know, Islam is a religion of Tawheed. Do you know what Tawheed is? Oneness of God. You have to submit to God. It means to me, to my administration, to my power. Mixing. People rebel, and they are right to rebel. They say, no, you are not the best. You destroyed the country, whatever, the economic system is getting worse and worse and everywhere. Such lots of excuses. But if you make your call very simple, go and worship only the one who is the creator of the universe, not who is the leader of my group, who is the leader of Muslim community. No. Whatever the name you come out, no submission anybody on earth. Only God called them. Recognize your God, acknowledge your creator. So simple. Do we do that? I don't think so. Practically now, we don't do that. We always use religion as the shield. Behind it, my administration, my power, my ruling, our group, or even more subtle, we call them to follow my culture, my tradition, my community. In fact, in the name of, in this particular case, Islam or Christianity, but we are studying the Quran now, we can talk about Islam. In the name of Islam, we call people to follow our culture. Be careful. Be careful if you expose yourself to the invitation of the Muslim community. You will see that they are calling you to follow their culture. They are not introducing you, your creator. So simple. And saying that that's your creator, go and worship him. Don't worship other things. It doesn't make sense. It has no reality. So simple. So simple. We don't make them. Political conflict, economical interests, or community influence. My community is better than yours. Not only to unbelievers, only to non-Muslims. We call people within the Muslim community from your group to my group, from your local community to my community, from your local tradition to my local tradition, and call it dawah. What are you doing? I'm making dawah. Calling people ultimately to come under my leadership. That's why we don't feel comfortable. That's why, every community is the same, but especially for some other reasons, for the Muslims, that's what the problems are coming from. We have double intention, whether we realize or not. We call people to Islam, but at the same time, to come under this, under our administration, our power, our territory, our culture. Even in marriage, you don't really see that people, especially the parents, are happy if you want to get married with another person, maybe religiously better than you, but not from your cultural background. That's why I sometimes get a little bit nervous. It is not good. Of course, I shouldn't. I say, most of the time, we find ourselves not worshiping God, but our culture. In culture, there are some ingredients of religion. So what? Calling people to our culture. Not really worshiping their own creator. Recognizing their own creator. Introduce people to their creator. That's it. Nothing else. Don't confuse, don't pollute. Don't pollute your invitation. That is the prophetic mission. We are proud that Muhammad didn't have anything. When he died, he didn't really bequeath anything to his children or wives or whatever. Nothing. We are very proud of it. But at the same time, we want the power to exercise over people, own people. In the name of what? Stopping the wrongs of other people. It's not stopping the wrongs of other people to call them to follow you. If you want to stop other people doing something wrong, call them to the truth as we see in the example of Abraham. Introduce them to God. Search, we studied this, search for yourself first. Convince yourself why you should worship the creator of the heavens and earth only. If you are convinced, and then ask people, go and worship your creator, who is the creator of the earth. For me, nothing. I have nothing to do with you. Go follow her. No, come to my masjid. Come to my community. Yeah, and follow my culture. But it is religion, it is culture. We have to be very careful to make this distinction.
I think that's all nice on paper, but in reality, it's not. I mean, it's a religion. It's like, it's organized. There's following. It's a societal thing. It's not just you sit in your room and you just pray to God and that's it. There's a lot that goes around it, and so there is a community aspect. There is a societal aspect. And that's a very core part of the religion as well, right?
Call other people to worship God. Come and join me.
No, well,
just be careful. Calling people. You can make your own community for yourself, but you can never make your invitation. You're really presenting the religion to other people to worship God alone should not have anything to do with your personal or community life.
For example, when the prophets are calling people to worship the Creator, they also tell them to follow them.
No, to follow what?
To follow their message.
Just a minute. Be careful. That is a very good comment. Thank you very much. Now I have to take this one as well. So, following the prophet.
No, he means the message that the prophets are presenting.
What makes a prophet? His message. Follow my message. So as a result of this message, if you really agree with this message, he doesn't say that, look, worship God alone and come and become a member of my community. We have to think very deeply. Please don't come, I'm listening to you. Don't come with your local cultural seerah, life biography of Muhammad books that are full of trashes in it. Stories. Historians wrote them. Historians write everything appropriate to the desires of the kings. We have to be very careful. Investigate who wrote the first main source. Everybody refers to it. Orientalists translated into English. and volumes of volumes are cheaply sold. Those books. Exactly what the man said they translated. They didn't. I checked them. I studied them seriously. They didn't really twist the translation. No, because it was already twisted. There was no need to do that. So the Prophet invited people. It is in the Quran that follow the messenger. Messenger doesn't mean that the one who is the king of that administration. You know that very simple. When Muhammad came to Medina, that time it was called Yasrib. Did he say, vote for me? I want to be your ruler. Follow me? Or the community said, come on, settle our problems between us. You are a wise man. These stupid Quraysh people didn't appreciate you. We appreciate your wisdom. Both, no force at all, no demand from Muhammad himself, not at all. You cannot see one single thing that I can solve your problems. Would you appoint me? No. That's why in Islamic tradition, you don't ask for the position. If you are given, like when we see in the life of the first four caliphs, they said, no, I don't deserve it. This man is better than me. Go and ask him. They said, no, okay. They appointed. But the second day was famous, Umar's life. In the market doing his own business. They said, what are you doing, man? We appointed you as the administrator. Yeah, you can appoint me as the administrator, but I have a family to look after. So that's my job. I have to do it. It is not a profession. It is not a profession. This community appointed them as administrators and act on a professional base. Not they wanted. Shall I take this one? So be careful. Read between lines when you read it. Has Muhammad ever desired, wanted, expressed that I must be the leader of this community?
No, but the Quran says that you are the leader of this community. So, I mean, who is going to argue against that?
Which one? I will argue.
No, I mean,
I will argue. Your understanding of the Quran says you follow the prophet means follow the prophetic message, because what makes Muhammad a prophet, his message and representation of his message, not administrative power. Shall I shout even more?
My point is that, contrary to what you were saying, it's not just about that you call them to worship God. There's more to that. Maybe it's a prerequisite. If you don't even reach that stage, then it's useless to talk about anything else. But at the end, it's an organized religion, right? In the sense in that
within him itself. Look, for example, we have some people here, a bunch of people here. Yeah, we say, Ahab, you look like a tidy and reasonable person and a wise person. Can you take care of the, for example, sitting system upon you? You say, since you want my help, I cannot say no, because if I am needed, I am at your service. That's it. Not say that I want to be the community leader here. If this person says this, it means he cannot deserve to be the leader for his own family life. I will kick that person out from my life. So we have to understand that it doesn't depend on the person's demand, it is given. It's a very famous statement in Islamic tradition. Yeah, the service, the position is given, not demanded. Not demanded. If you are, for example, say that, oh, for example, I have a problem with my laptop. You look like a person who knows about it. Can you please repair my laptop? I'll pay you what you want if we agree on it. I come to you. But here, for example, the mentality of this culture, advertisement, propaganda. That's why they say in Islam, advertisement is prohibited. So, what was the condition for market in Islamic tradition, the prophetic tradition? Two things were conditioned. One, free market. Two, no shouting in the market. What does it mean?
What is free market?
Free market, it means everybody will come and sell his own money, property, or merchandise, whatever they have. No shouting. And the Prophet says, the best of you doesn't shout in the market. What does it mean? Present it
As it is.
if people want and come to you, sell. And you put your price there and be open to negotiation. So fixed price is prohibited in Islam. Yeah? Even the
Bad.
richest man, sorry?
People rip you off all the time if there's no.
Oh God, that is what practical side. The people, the richest person used to come, and I remember an event, maybe you recorded the event, used to come to the market and bargain, to draw penny by penny, penny by penny. They said, come on, man. You are not a man. You are not a man of concerning for a penny. You're a rich man. Yeah. Let's say Bill Gates is coming and going to a market and saying that how much is it? $2.95, sir. Can you make it $2.60? You are a big. No. What is the spirit of it? Look at this. Look. I am taking care of the right of the poor. There may be some people cannot afford this price, so I am trying to put it down that they can also buy it. That is Islam. Not for me. Put the price as much as possible down in the market. Yeah? That is Islam. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. After you come together, the community may appoint you, I don't know, give you a job. Well, for example, we appointed Fariha to take care of the webpage of this Islam phenomenon. And we thank her. She accepted it. We are very pleased that she accepted it. But if you find somebody, and if she cannot do it, but then, not Fariha, but Ehab can do it much better. You say, thank you, Fariha, for your service so far. Ehab, can you do it? Please. And you are expected to say, if you want, yes, if you want. That is how the duty or responsibility is given to the person by the community. But your invitation cannot be to the community and obey your leader. For example, come to us because our administrator Ehab is the best, and follow him. After coming, having the constitutional society, constitutional means very important, not arbitrary, not depending on the desire of a king. No, constitutional means follow certain rules, not personal desire, personal preferences. Well, we are going into detail, but this is not our subject, but we have to be very careful, not seeing the people here. The conditions are such that we cannot do this. No. we have to establish the principles. We have to talk about the principles, agree on the principles, and then come to the real life and how can I implement this real life? For example, if you look at American Constitution, principles are there. Principles are there. And you see the law and the charters and the practical side. Well, with no exaggeration, definitely more than thousands of volumes of books are written. But if we have to talk about in terms of principles, and the principle is this: you cannot call anybody to anything else but worship his own God. After he understands that I worship his God, and this message is really reasonable to understand and follow, and then comes this message is presented to you through the prophets. So look at the exemplary life of the prophet. If you like, you follow it. Because if you agree with the message, this message is presented in the life of a human being who is employed to represent the message. That is the prophethood. So the messenger is for him to follow. If someone doesn't say, I don't want to follow your religion, but I want to come with you, come and live within your community, what do you do? I'm a Jew, and come and here, live with you in Islamic Center. What do you do? Can you kick him out? Can you force him to follow why we are praying? You have to pray as well with us. What do you do? What Islam says, what Prophet teaches. What? Tell me, somebody, what does it teach?
Leave them free.
Sorry?
To welcome him.
Welcome. Practice your religion. Teach your religion to your children. Yeah? New generation. Establish your synagogue there if you want. I cannot say no. No one can say in Islamic setting. If I didn't know this, I would never come to Islam. If I didn't know this, looking at the practical side of this Muslim community, I would never be Muslim. Because I'm not stupid. I know. Watch out. Watch out. No blind following. So when you come with pure presentation of worshiping God alone, whatever you do still must be under the umbrella of worship of God as a result of your own free choice. No one can force you for anything. Only in practical terms, every society has its societal rights. For example, I am atheist. I don't believe anything. All right, welcome. And I want to live with you. In my understanding, stealing is not wrong. I can steal your property. Killing is not wrong. I can kill you. Why? According to my understanding, killing is nothing wrong with the killing. Can you let this one? Can any society, any community agree with this? So do you understand the societal rights are completely different from personal rights? So especially about his belief, about the practical side of his own religion is completely different matter. So societal rights is societal rights. For example, can somebody come here and establish a synagogue? Yes, he can. But can he use it as his store to sell his groceries? Well, go and have your own place and sell your store, sell your goods there. Not in my property. But because it is in transgressing or trespassing the rights of the society property. But religious practices are completely free. No one can prevent, no one can limit them. That's what we learn from the prophetic tradition. So that's what my understanding. Anyway, what is beauty in it? I wanted to study this verse a little bit in detail. What is the beauty in it? Now, when Abraham called people to worship God alone, could they come up with a counter argument? Did they say that, look, our idols also worth worshiping, whatever the idols they have? And every society, every person has its own idol. But idol is not only the statue. Statue is not even, if you ask me, is not an idol. Statue is a statue. It's not idol. Idol, what you think that it is the source of creation. Source of it is creation of something. It is the reason of existence of another thing. That is idol. For example, if my happiness depends on something here on earth, if I have this, my humanity will be satisfied. This is my idol. Right? Well, I have to make my idol clear. It means, what is the source of existence of the thing that I desire? Make clear. So you can, for example, you are hungry, you want to eat an apple, right? You can desire an apple not as the apple as the one who is going to satisfy you. The creator, the provider of the apple satisfies you. Not the apple. Apple is the means of grace coming to you. Right? So if you don't see that it is a means, it is a vehicle created, employed by your creator, the creator of the heavens and earth, then you are worshiping apple. That's your idol. But statues are not idol. That's not the first time I'm saying this, by the way. There are great, deep thinking people saying that there is no idol, don't believe it. No. I mean, the idol means statues. So people signify something. They themselves are nothing for themselves. So when they cannot say that, look, our idols also have to create something, even not the heavens on earth, but at least our forest is created by our idol, whatever we see that the source of existence of something. Or our, let's say, not forests, even one tree is created by something. That's why I said this is the creator of my tree. That's why I worship him. It means that is my point of reference in existence. Point of reference in existence. Yeah, understand this well. So if you establish your argument on the existence of anything, you can find nothing as the creator other than the creator of the whole universe. You never forget this, and every week we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Come to the existence of a thing. Not, if you don't eat apple, you will still stay hungry and starve and die. That's why you have to eat apple. You have to appreciate apple. I'm not talking about apple, man. I'm talking about the existence of apple. What is the source of existence of apple? What is it? I worship the originator, the creator of the apple. So never argue at any level of anything, but go back to the existence. You will hear nothing as an coming up against your counter. argument. I tried this. I really practiced this with no exception. It works. Be careful not to try to defend Muslims. I experience it every day almost, not to try to defend Muslims, not to try to defend community. Just do as Abraham did, call people to worship the creator of the heavens and earth. Of course, in extension, we can say, what is in it? Bainahuma, within them. Heavens and earth, and what is in them. Everything is created by the one who created the universe. Call people to acknowledge him as the owner of anything, master of anything. Really, this is so essential. If you miss this point, you miss your belief. Your belief becomes superficial, shallow, and you will never win any argument. In the name of, if you like, Islam or the Quran or believing God, you will never win any argument, because it is baseless. It will be baseless. Come to the very base. Very base. I experienced this. It never fails. It never failed so far. It never fails. And Abraham's argument also did not fail. What the community said, the other people said, didn't say that, look at what you say doesn't make sense. Look at this side of it. In this side, it looks ugly, not reasonable, nothing. What they said? Slay him, burn him. You understand? Of course, I laughed, but at the same time, I should not laugh. It shows that anybody starts to have a resort to power, threatening life, killing, or capturing, invading, occupying the life of the people, is following the way of the enemies of Abraham. Do you understand? That is reaction. When you react, it is then obvious evidence that you cannot produce any anti-argument. It means you are failed. It means you fail. Do you understand this? So if you get angry, if you react, if you start saying that, look, never say this again, Islam is the horrible terrorist religion. If you say it, I will give you not only killing, no person, I will kick you out of this room. That is the method followed by Abraham's enemies, not Abraham. Do you understand? Not Abraham, just Abraham's enemies. Yeah.
I feel that you skipped a very important part, because he made his argument. I wasn't here last week, so I don't know if he talked about this. But he made his argument, and he went ahead and broke their idols. And then they came and said to burn him and kill him. So it wasn't just a calling, but he actually went out and did something. So yes, I did. But you're saying that
go through the previous recordings. That what does it mean killing the breaking the idols and then putting the tool to break the idols on the biggest idol, and they said, "This who did it? This, but it must be Abraham. He's talking about it." And then he came, and they took him and said, "Why did you break them?" No, but maybe this one, the biggest one, broke them. We talked about what is the biggest idol. You missed that point. Nature, energy, right? We talked about it. So everybody, you can say, the tree is growing itself. Water is growing the tree. Without water, the tree cannot grow. Don't you see? Abraham broke all this, if you like, secondary idols, and came that, look, maybe it is natural, Maybe it's natural. So what is nature? Ask him to speak. Ask nature to respond you back. And really, really, in the universe, show me the actions that the nature is doing. What is that? What I am saying is the creator of the universe. You are just saying nature. So this is not necessarily represents that it is a symbolic teaching, not necessarily there is a place, as some people think. There is a place, I will get this point. I refer to it because it is very important, very frequent. I refer to it in Kaaba. What was it? Kaaba was cleaned of idols. What is idol? What is idols? People were believing in God. What do you talk about? Were they saying that these idols are creating as well? None of them said that. Idols were nothing but the representative of their tribes, representing the pride of their tribes. That's why Islam came with, give an end to tribal, how do you say, distinction, power. Is it I gain my pride from my tribe? No, everybody is equal. There is no tribal distinction. There is no nation state in Islam. Only the people who submit themselves to God or not, that's up to them. If they want to organize themselves with no tribal distinction. So this idol, we see that we imagine, because the films show us, I don't know, I've never watched them, but I'm guessing that there may be a film, it's very attractive, though the Abraham is coming, no, statues are not idols. We talked about it. Just argue on the main point. Base your argument on the main point. Don't speak about trash. Don't speak, the cell is working, something like that. They say, this is working randomly. Argue about the random. Does randomness exist in the world? Where is random? Who is random? What is random? Describe me. What is it? They cannot. So don't keep yourself busy with small idols. So the made up idols, your party, my party. You know, the Muslim world is wonderful. The divorce rate is increasing in the non-Muslim world, but the Muslim world is still 30%. Go and give the freedom to women. You will see the divorce rate where is the highest. In the Muslim world. Almost none of the wives are happy with their husbands because they are despots. Because they don't have income. They don't have any money. They don't have any opportunity. Study them. Go and study them. Give them the opportunity. You will see who's keeping the family life. Be brave. Nothing to do with Islam, nothing to do with Islamic practice at all. This is just an economic deprivation. We have to be brave. You should say, oh, alhamdulillah, they are really upgrading, or how do you say, appreciating, or nourishing the Muslim communities, honor. Let them not know the reality. What we see now in the developing, somehow economically prospecting countries, so-called Muslim countries, the not Muslim, really, the population claim that we are Muslims. Well, none of my business. None of my business. Somebody claims that, oh, I'm Muslim or not. None of my business. Okay, well, none of my business. As the women are getting opportunities to make their own income and be really financially independent, skyrocketing. What? Divorce rate. Go and investigate. Go and see. A little bit prospecting, economically prospecting countries, especially city life where women can get their financial independence. See the divorce rate, which were among those people who don't really respect and identify themselves with religion or identify themselves with Islam, where the divorce rate is high. Go and study if you are brave enough. Practically, us people. I don't want to give the name. It is against our principles. So obvious. Everybody knows. So we should never keep ourselves with petty arguments. Petty. Muslim world is, even in the Muslim world, you see lots of charity organization. Maybe the highest charity organization rate is in New York. What are you talking about? The culture. If you go to a so-called Muslim community, if a man comes, a traveler comes because of some effect from the Quranic encouragement, take care of the strangers, guests. So if you go there, they will invite you home because it's their culture. It is their understanding of this a bit from the teachings of the Quran. I'm not saying they are totally out of, but it's an ingredient in it. It's a piece in it. In the same culture, if you follow this same, if you really ask this same person, do something against their culture, which is trash, not true. But this is true, to give, to host a guest, it's true. But if you do something, for example, marry your daughter with a person, with a man who doesn't speak the mother-in-law's language, you will see. You will see. Is it Sunnah? Is it Fard? Is it in the Quran that you have to get married with a person who knows your mother's language? And ask the mother-in-laws whether they will allow their daughters or sons to get married with somebody with another culture. So you will see, the same person cannot stay at home if there is a guest need of protection or shelter. He will take it. But the same person, never, as if it is equal to committing shirk, do something against culture. We shouldn't lose ourselves in petty arguments, petty subjects, secondary subject. That's what that verse says. So come to the main point. Is there an accident in the world? Accident happening. And is there any nature that really functioning and in creation, so that giving existence to something? Define me nature. Ask people who are, Nobel Prize winners. Ask them, can you please define what nature is? Ask them. He is the most, how do you say, the prominent scientist. Define nature, what it is, please. Can you please define it, what it is? The things themselves. Energy like the settlement of the universe, the order developed by itself. What? How can you prove that? What is the logic behind it? They say, as a counter argument, no, you are exactly like this. People who opposed Abraham, you are mixing up with metaphysics with physics. Physics talks about reality. Metaphysics is just your human imagination. You are confusing with science, confusing science with theology. We don't study theology. I'm fed up. I'm sick of reading these philosophers. Say that really, I left it now. I used to read them, try to understand their mentality. When it comes to something, what is the source of existence of anything? The answer is that goes to metaphysics. We don't study theology. That's the answer. Right? Be careful. If we are smart enough to follow Abraham, that's our example. That's why I would say Abraham's example, because we are studying that. There are many other examples. Smart enough to follow the teaching of Abraham, what we see now in the world, Abraham's enemies did what so-called Muslim community is doing. Not that Abraham is doing. That is the irony. In the name of following the religion of Abraham, they are following the enemies of Abraham in methodology. So who they are, I don't know. Whoever acts, I'm not going to figure out, say this one or this man. No, my business. But this is the attitude. This is the methodology.
Can you clarify what that methodology is? A reactionary methodology, right?
If you don't have any substantial argument to come up against anybody whom you don't agree with, then you start reacting, kill them, burn them, destroy them. Look, is this the argument? It says worship only the creator of the universe. The counter argument is kill him. What is this? Does it make at all any sense? What the people who are not really educated and knowledgeable, if you say, or really sincere with a hidden agenda, representing the Muslims, and we are also influenced by it. It is a disease, very contagious disease. Contagious disease. Everybody get, including maybe myself, get infected with it. That angry reaction. Yeah. If someone in a position is against you, rather than coming with an argument like Abraham did, in a clear argument, rationally consistent, what do? Knock him down, kill him. But this is a dictator. If you educate people, the dictator will rule him. Only the stupid people will follow the dictator. But because there is no education really. Especially, we have to be very careful. And I challenge you, give me the evidence. anybody, not say, there may be some small local exceptions, teaches the fundamental belief system as taught in the Quran, in the Muslim world. I'm not expecting the non-Muslim world, because it is as taught in the Quran. Pure, simple, very straightforward Tawheed. Yeah. There is one creator who created the universe and everything in it, and we have to acknowledge him. Teaching this fundamental, not repeating and making people to repeat and imitate it, giving the reason how it works. Yeah. Any institution teaches belief system. I can give you another example, which is more relaxing for those people who call themselves Muslim. In the Western world, there used to be Oriental departments, and now Middle Eastern department, Near Eastern department, whatever. But they have similar, but the same thing, the same name. So in those institutions, they have classes. Yeah, teaching Islam. What is teaching Islam? So incredible. There are maybe thousands of people, if you are really sincerely interested in it. Edward Said's Orientalism book, read it. So you will see the development, historical development of it, how it developed, where it came, and what is it now. Sorry.
It's interesting promotion.
You
You usually don't promote authors, but
that was against, but I will tell you, that it is against colonialism, it is against missionary activities, and Edward Said is not a Muslim. He doesn't claim to be Muslim. He doesn't say he's by ancestor Christian. So if I promote this name, this book is one of the essential books that at least we have to be aware of this Islamic studies. There are many innocent people I see here. Maybe you may see as well. There are many, many innocent people. Just I experienced today, two of them came up with a lot of books borrowed from library. And one of them is Under the Shadow of the Prophet, the title of the book. Underneath is a woman living in a tenant-like place, and something on her face, and in a very, very, have you seen the book? The picture? This is under the umbrella of the Prophet. What the Prophet's umbrella covers, this poor, ignorant, powerless, slave woman. You know that. That is the production of this man. You call Prophet, what he produced. Here it is. That it is teaching Islam to you. Innocent people have come up with this book and saying that, I got these books from the library, so I'm investigating Islam. The other one brought somebody, contemporary political institution in the Middle East or something. Or that Muslims. What are you doing? But this is about Muslim in contemporary text. Where is Islam? These are just political institutions. They are just nation state. Iran is a nation state. Egypt is a nation state. Saudi Arabia is worse than a nation state kingdom. What are you talking about? Man, what's going on in the world? And these innocent people sincerely searching for Islam. Really, today, just before I came here, I came late. Just I was about to leave the office. Somebody came with a bag and four books borrowed from the library, saying that I'm really interested in searching for an Islam, and I started today. Yeah. And I am not that pessimist. We have received in a group among certain profession, let's call this professional group, one of the chaplains in a university sent an email to the group and said that I really appreciated this guy. Oh, mashallah, the people are awakening. Said, please advise your students not to read anything in the masajid. Donate it to the masajid freely. They are all poisons by Muslims. What's going on in the world? I'm very optimistic because I heard this voice. I advise the people, if you go to a masjid, the first thing, you go there, look at the library, take the names of the book that I'm not going to read. So look for another book and go to, I don't know, Barnes or, sorry?
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Nobles, and you go there, what you see in the shelf, which presented or promoting Islam, take notes of it and say, these are the books that I should avoid. What are you going to do then? That is a big responsibility. We have to come up with any source that is available for those people who search for Islam, which studies Islam from its original belief perspective. Without belief perspective, nothing else makes any sense. This belief perspective of any matter, even your practical things, belief perspective of the practical things. So don't tell me how to fast. It's not belief perspective. What is it to do with my relationship with the creator of the universe? How do you really contextualize, for example, fasting in my relationship with my creator? Show me one book. Show me one book. Contextualize the fasting or praying in the context of my relationship with my creator. Don't say that your creator ordered you to fast. You have to, I'm not a slave man. My creator created me a free man. Right? You have to tell me why the creator of the universe asks me to fast. What is it to do with my worship of him? Not obeying blindly in a slave spirit. I have to understand. What is it to do with my worship of God? It is possible. It is possible. It must be done. And this is not the source that's available to these innocent people who are searching for Islam. We have to work on it. You have to work. Who's going to do it? If this group is not going to do it, who is going to do it? So come back. It's a big job. So if somebody tells you Islam is trash for any reason, and let's say science will explain everything or something. If you say that kill this man, it means you are following the path of enemy of Abraham. Do you understand? That struck me a lot. Slay him or burn him. That's their answer. Yeah, that is Jawabu Qawmihi.
That's actually their only answer.
Sorry?
It says that their only answer was.
Yeah,
So it's
that's it.
Even worse, it's like,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. Because this only comes from Fema, you know. Fema kana, on top of this, they could only say bijawab al-qawm. The B, now we don't study grammar, so B says the only. Yeah, because there was nothing else. Not one of them. Jawabunna. Yeah, it is the muzaf. I don't want to go there. It's technical, but the only is a good emphasis. Yeah, yes, it is in the text actually, not literally, but grammatically. Those people who are familiar with the grammar, they know it. So if you do the same thing, it means you are following the path of the enemy of Abraham. So you have to, another side of it, it is one perspective, one aspect of it, another aspect of it. Now, when you put an argument, if a person comes up with any counter argument, it means your argument is not clear enough. Only the way either he will say, yes, you are right, I am a human being, I also reason in the same way, or they are free, kill them. You understand that? Yes, I am right. They want to kill me, I am right. It means they don't have any other answer. Well, this is a sign. That's what we learn from the verse.
It's also easier, right?
Sorry?
It's easier.
Which one? Kill.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if we do the same thing, or if anybody says, I am a Muslim, in the name of God, Allahu Akbar, attack. It means he has no argument. It has really, I wouldn't care, but some people said, those people who do this, they don't believe really. Their belief is business. If you don't have your belief so sound and confirming, assuring, you react in a not bringing or producing, putting forward another argument, counter argument, but attacking. So from there, in principle, everybody knows that the principle of the Quran says, if you are not attacked, you have no right, no reason to initiate the attack. Principle. It's the main principle. So if you say, you know, such and such army, Muslim army, went into the lands of somewhere, conquer, they say conquer. Conquer is not invasion. Conquer is not occupation. Conquer is opening, giving the opportunity. They occupy the land. They say, our Muslim army conquered this land. Do you understand the trick?
Who's saying that?
Huh?
Muslims or non-Muslims? I don't
Muslims
like
themselves, they are proud, going as Turks. They are proud of their Ottoman invaders, occupiers. They say that they are proud of their Muslim ancestors. Show me one Turk who says no.
Really.
Just a minute. So, almost no exception. Where are you living? This word, you have to know the word, what is going on. So, Not really. If someone really watches the media, it means he is the most ignorant person of the reality of the world. You have to study and use your wisdom. Be smart. So, when they said slay him and or burn him, it means really Abraham's argument made sense and solid. Do you understand the sign? This is the sign. So, when you do this is a beautiful verse. It's a beautiful verse. It's full of principles. When you do this, but God saved him from the fire. We say, the prophet performed a miracle. Idiot. So what are you doing? If you really come up with a sound argument, which cannot be met by another counter argument, you are saved. Definitely. Your conscience is comfortable. Yes. Your purpose of existence is fulfilled. You are saved. That's what you are for here in this world. Right? But they piled up the woods, etc. Okay, go and read lots of stories from Talmud. Try to read them. So they may, this is all what this story is about. I don't know what they did and where they did. And Quran doesn't tell me because it's irrelevant. This is irrelevant. The point is, in narrating this kind of stories, telling me what am I going to do right now? We are reading not a book written by, I don't know, professor somebody or philosopher somebody. It is a guidance from my creator right now. I have to understand it in my own terms. Where is Abraham? I don't know. Where is the piles of wood? I don't know. I don't know. Where is all this? The woods were there, turned into a green area. Where is it? Or became a garden. Don't you understand that this is just metaphoric? So their fire, their hatred will turn into your garden. That's your blessed life. You are sure that what the argument you put forward is really human. Doesn't contradict your human qualities, doesn't really disturb you, doesn't say that, no, what you did something maybe wrong, man. But I don't know, that's our religion. We have to support it. That gives you pain. But whether they threat you with death or not, your creation, your nature will be in paradise. It means you will be in God, in His mercy. God's mercy. He is eternal. He is absolute. You are connected to Him. You are saved. Whether today or tomorrow, death is nothing. Death is nothing. The real death is not knowing why you are living in this world. That is death. It means if you don't know why you live in this world, your existence becomes nullified, meaningless. Why do you live? Doesn't matter. You lived 60 years, 80 years, 40 years, whatever, 100 years. For what? Nothing. It's because you didn't live as a human being. You lived as a living creature. Whether you lived 4 years or 40 years or 400 years, at the end, you die and turn into a compass. If you don't know that your humanity, your human side is connected to the creator of the heavens and the earth. So you are not in paradise. You are not in garden. Yep. So look at the fire. Look at your reality. Fire is the enemies of the creator of the universe. What they do and what they have. Fire. What you have. God. That is your safety. That's your guarantee. That's your guarantee. Your happiness. Say you are really right. No one could challenge my understanding, my conclusion. That I have to worship only the Father, the originator of the heavens and earth. Nothing else bothers me. Only I have to acknowledge him as my Lord. You are in paradise. Whether you lived 40 years or 400 years. You are always with him because you belong to him. You know he is eternal. You belong to eternity. Doesn't matter. You belong to eternity. But they have what? Only fire. Yeah? Burns them. They know what they are doing is wrong. They know their argument has no base. They have their own egoistic, ambitious agenda, following their own agenda. And this agenda hurts their humanity. That's why they have to be drunk. You just love. Good, then, really. Really, my conclusion is really true. No one could come up against my conclusion. I am safe. I'm happy. My existence belongs to him. That's the real truth. Good. So you will be in what? You will be in a safe place.
Why would I need that to confirm my feelings and my belief? Why would I need to see someone else not be able to?
Because you say something, you have no other counter argument. It doesn't come from you, it doesn't come from somebody else. Because I check myself with others. When I have an idea, I come and tell you, and you say, it is wrong, it is right, okay? If I see that, for example, take yourself as an example. You brought and put forward an argument. No one could challenge it, but they said, no, we have to kill you, man. That's the answer. What do you feel in yourself? Really, I'm right. Really? Look, I'm really right. Oh, I can go and sleep comfortably now. They kill or not, that's another matter. But as far as your argument is concerned, your argument is proved to be correct. Not you need. That's your addition. What you need? Yes, you're a human being. I want to check my conclusion with another person. When you work on it, for example, a problem, and if you find a solution, for example, it doesn't have to be a mathematical problem, but if it is, go to the mathematician who's more qualified than you are. Look at my solution is right or wrong, please. Yeah. Or if you are dealing with a financial matter, if you don't know really how to do with it, or you think that this is the best way of doing the business, etc. But if you are not sure, what do? You go and ask a consultant, a financial consultant, and check with your project with them. So what the argument is going on here, Abraham came up with a conclusion, presented to the people around him, and the people said, kill him. Didn't come any counter argument. That's what we learn from him. God saved him. It means your creator gives you freedom, gives you serenity, gives you
comfort, surety in your conclusion, that you will realize that, yeah, really, I am right. Good. Thank God. Sleep comfortably. The others are, how are we going to go on? Isn't that so ridiculous for a pharaoh like Nimrod, with a very, how do you say, notorious emperor, yes? Calling all people to kill one man. Don't you know that it is just a metaphor, man? Otherwise, he can call a judge or two soldiers, keep him and put him in the prison or execute him. That's it. With a one or two or at the most three, prison guard can execute the decision. So do you think if somebody deserves to be killed, do you think this emperor needs whole people come together, put a fire there in order to burn one man? It's ridiculous. You understand that we have to read between the lines what the message is really. What is the message? We have to see that. God saved him from the fire. Behold, in this message, in this, there are messages for people who believe in what Abraham points out. Absolute God created you. There's another point. I think the time is getting closer. I wanted to finish it at 8:30. Look, there is another message here. God saved him from the fire, though you understand that in the metaphor, read the metaphor now beautifully. So God protects you from the fire. It doesn't mean that these people cannot kill you. No. The one who created you, endowed you, equipped you with human senses that you feel comfortable. Your creator has provided this opportunity for you. Be careful here. It's a very fine point. God protected him. We turn it into a miracle. You missed the point. I'm not saying there is no miracle. Maybe Abraham's body was saved miraculously, but Abraham's human nature was saved by giving the nature a certain capacity, understanding that when you are on the right path, you are saved. You are saved by whom? By the one who created you with this nature, human nature. So you understand that you are right. Yeah. For example, they accused you of being a murderer, for example, but you are not the murderer. All right? People judge, with evidence, whatever, so for some reason, they put you in prison, right? Your body in prison, right? Be careful here. But do you feel the pain of being a murderer in your nature, in your conscience? No. You are comfortable. Thank God that I'm not the murderer. But these people are torturing my body. My conscience is always saved by the one who gave this conscience to me. Right? God saved Abraham. from fire. You understand? Your Creator is endowed you or really equipped you with the means that when you are doing something right, you feel saved from the pain of fire. Beautiful. Beautiful. God saved him. Don't reduce the Quran to material senses. The Quran doesn't teach you how to save your body. If it was so important, God itself kills the body. Do you understand? But God promises that He's not going to kill your spirit. You understand? Be careful. Your spirit will be saved, because your humanity will be saved. Mind your human side, material side is okay. This is beautiful. When I read this kind of verses, full of wisdom, if only don't follow the history. So historical teaching, when you read you don't know maybe how comedy some commentators on the Quran play, pages of pages explanation, the date, the conditions, how big the fire was, and how miraculously Abraham was saved. Abraham's body, man. Abraham is still alive here in front of me. What are you talking about? It may be so, but it doesn't mean for me anything, because I don't deny that miraculous saving of the body. It's not my concern. I have seen it, and if somebody comes and tries to kill my body, I'm not saved. No, lots of innocent people are killed. God is not saving their body. You understand? It is irrelevant. It might have happened, but it's not the point. Quran is the speech of your Creator in order to teach who your owner, who your Lord is. Not how to save your flesh. We always say that never reduce Quranic teaching to anything that you human beings yourself can discover in the creation of God again, in the universe. You can discover it, work on it, discover it, not today or tomorrow. Do it. But the purpose of the Quranic teaching is to save your side that you cannot find a solution. Right? You have to read the story of Abraham here. That is the aspect of the purpose, the objective of the Quran. Be careful. Teach you why you are created here, to find whom are you going to worship. Not how are you going to save your body, the enemies are going to kill you, and you are going to miraculously saved. I've never seen anybody. Was Sayyid Qutb an example saved miraculously? Did he do anything wrong? As far as I know, he did nothing wrong. But they hanged him, they killed him. Why God didn't save him? He was innocent. You understand? The purpose is not that. The purpose is to teach you who your Lord is. And how are you going to worship Him alone, but nothing else, so that you will free your human side. So it is essential. So we have a long way to go. How to read the Quran. Not easy. You cannot learn it in 1 year, 2 years. No. I don't know. It took me more than half a century. You have to work on it. Keep thinking, elaborating on it. but never ignore the principles. Principles are important, and you can learn the principles only from methodology. If you don't know the methodology, you gather information, data, and data will be a burden on your shoulder. You can go nowhere with it. Just carry the data. كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفار. So it's like a donkey carrying data, like a donkey carrying data information in encyclopedic information, carrying on it, no good for your spirit. Takes you nowhere, gains you no salvation. Be careful. Don't read any book to get information. Methodology. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. MashaAllah, what a beautiful verse. Every word is really full of wisdom. Yeah. فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ اللَّهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. Think about it, Ahab. فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ اللَّهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. So it means God saves me, not he saved Abraham. Yeah, God saves me from fire if I am on the right path. Inshallah. Thank you, Jazakumullah. Next Saturday, Wednesday, inshallah, whoever is free to come, we are happy to see you, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum.